Marshfield Community Television is happy to bring you the Ram Report, a series of interviews with the athletes and coaches of Marshfield High School. Today we are fortunate to have with us members of the Varsity baseball team, the captains, along with their coach, Bill Battis. Bill's a veteran of these interviews as well as one of the participants, and we'll get to that in a minute. But Bill, thanks for joining us as always.
Thank you for having us, David.
Making it work.
I appreciate it.
So maybe if we could just start out, if you could introduce the person to your left, and we'll roll right down the line, and then come back and ask you a couple questions.
Sure, absolutely. To my left is our first baseman, senior captain, John McDougall.
Yes, sir. To my left is our senior captain, Colin Riley. He's a shortstop.
This is Sam Sullivan, senior captain, second baseman. And then Quintin Sullivan, right field, senior captain.
And back to David.
Quinn, you're a natural.
Boy,
I love it.
yeah.
That was good. So, Bill, this season got off to sort of a funky start with a bunch of rainouts, and you know the rhythm of things gets probably put off a little bit from that. But how do you look at the season to this point? Just to be clear, we're late in the season.
Yep.
Everything's on the line over the next couple of days. But so what's worked well? What do you think about when you think about this particular group?
Well, you know what? Certainly I'm blessed to be with these four guys today and all their teammates. The other, 13 guys who are back behind the scenes with the team right now. But it's been a great season. We have 14 innings left in our regular season, and as you said it, pretty much the season's on the line. We travel down to Sandwich tomorrow. We need to win both our games to get us to 500. We currently sit 8-10. You're right. The season got off to a very slow start for us. We played 3 games pretty much through the month of April, and so we've had to make up the last 17 and pretty much the 3 weeks of May. So the guys have worked really hard. One thing that's worked well certainly is their leadership. These are our 4 captains. But I would tell you, to a man, even the guys who don't have the C on their chest, if you want to say, have really stepped up and done the things that they needed to. But I'd say certainly because of their leadership that it's made it a lot easier for us to kind of survive. Our pitching's been very good.
Yep.
We have really 7 quality arms that keep us in every game, whether they start or come in relief. That's been really good. Fundamentally, I think we've gotten stronger as the season's gone on. Defensively, we've gotten stronger as the season's gone on. I think right now, these guys would tell you too, right now it's really just, the one thing that probably holding us back is that, getting that key hit at the right time. Mm-hmm. So we have, it's been difficult to string hits together. Yep. When we do, we can explode for 10 runs, 11 runs. Yep. But with baseball, you got to tip your cap to the opposing team from time to time. They make a good pitch, and that's the end of the inning. It's a deal breaker. So, but we feel confident going in the last 14 innings that we can get this done. I say to these guys all the time, life is, as David, we say it all the time, life's full of ups and downs, and so we just hope to get on another upswing here as we enter into the last 2 regular season games.
And these guys are no strangers to ups and downs, given what they've been through in the last couple of years, just as students and student athletes. So
I really give them credit, and that's not just these 4 men or our 17 players in the varsity team, but really all the student athletes here in Marshfield. Because you're right, it has been a challenge. I remember, it seems like just the other day, meeting with these guys on March 12th of 2019, I think it was, and we were literally 3 days away from our season starting, and then all of a sudden, we kept kind of in contact with one another, and that was it. We never got back. We never got on the field. So last year we had a abbreviated season. These guys were all part of it, and then this year, we were able to get back on the field and do the things that we love to do.
Yep, and you had to wait just a little bit longer with all the weather.
With all the weather early on, but it was certainly worth the wait to get to work with these guys and their teammates. They're great young men.
So just one follow-up question for you. What kind of stress does that put on your pitching staff when you've got to stack games the way you have the last couple of weeks?
It is tough. Like I said, we're very fortunate. We have 7 quality arms that we rely on all the time.
Yep.
But, and the MIA 2 years ago instituted a pitch limit rule, which is fine. We've always had one here in Marshfield, but now it's regulated through the MIA and the leagues, and so that too can stress it. We've taken guys out in the middle of an at bat or at the end of an at bat where we would keep guys normally going because they reached that pitch total for the week. and they got to come out. So when you're looking at 6 games in 8 days,
Yep.
do the math. Like the 115 pitches over the course of 5 days doesn't help us. You know what I mean?
You're
But
right.
anything that we can do, obviously, to protect the players, we want to do. But it is tough to be kind of handcuffed into that situation, which you've got 6 games, you have 8 days. You got to roll the dice and
Yep.
see how it goes. So, but we can't. We were just talking about it. We came through that stretch 4-2. So certainly didn't stop these guys from doing what they needed to do.
Yeah, maybe allows them to get into a bit of a rhythm
Yep.
with the plate
Yep,
and
definitely.
other aspects of the game.
Exactly.
So we're going to take a quick break to honor our sponsor, the Jetty. We'll come right back. We'll get to talk to the athletes, get to know them a little bit better, and we'll cover it all, and then we'll wrap it up.
Looking for a great place to hang out, eat a delicious meal, and have a drink? The Jetty in Brant Rock is the place to be. The Jetty has all the makings of a great time and features live music and entertainment for you to enjoy. The Jetty. Eat, drink, chill.
We're back. Have an opportunity on the Ram Report now to talk to the student athletes, the captains of the varsity baseball team here at Marshfield High School. We're going to start with John McDougall.
Sweet.
John, what's your impression been this season? What's been a high for you, and what's been more challenging?
Personally, I feel like I've settled in fielding wise much better than I have in years past, so I think that's good. But my bat has kind of struggled towards the beginning of the season, but now I'd say I've started to pick it up pretty good, so I think I'm in a good spot for myself right now.
Good time to get hot, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
Got to hit in
And-
5 straight games.
In terms of your teammates, you've got 3 quality teammates to your left.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of seniors that aren't here today. We only had room for the captains
Yeah.
today, but you got a lot of senior leadership on this team. Is there any players this year that you feel have taken a real step forward, or?
Definitely, yeah. Jack Afanasu, probably I'd consider our ace. Just between last year and this year, I've personally seen a huge jump
Big
from
jump.
him in his performance. So
That's great.
yeah.
And Colin, you've had to make some moves. You like to be behind the dish, from what I understand.
Yep.
And you moved out to shortstop, and slick fielder.
Yep.
Good with the bat. Got big plans ahead of you. What's worked well for you this season, and what's been a challenge?
Yeah, it's been a weird adjustment so far. Well, at the beginning of the year, it was a weird adjustment.
Yeah.
But I think after I made a few errors there, a couple of games, made a few errors, I think I settled in after
Yeah.
a little while. I think it's been easier. So, and I used to play shortstop too back in middle school. So
Yeah.
I'm not a total stranger to it. But yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
I like the switch.
That's good. Good challenge, right? Good. And Sam, you're a veteran. I'm counting on you. Sam was here for when we talked to the football team, and so Sam, I'm going to ask you something a little more along those lines. What are the big differences other than the sport themselves? In mentally, baseball's a slower game, right?
Yeah.
Versus football. How do you prepare mentally? Is it all the same? Is a game in the Sullivan household?
Baseball is a lot different. You got to think more than you do in football. Football, you scout a team and you have to learn what they do. But baseball, you just got to come and play the game and just play smart and
Yeah.
do what you got to do to win the game.
Yeah. And growing up, did you have a preference? I don't know if you can answer that with Bill sitting right here, but did you gravitate to one game more than the other?
I mean, it's always been football, but baseball's always been right up there. It's different. Nothing really. It really can't compare anything to baseball because it's a thinking man's game.
Yeah. All right, Quinn, what's this season been like for you?
It's definitely been fun. Some ups and downs down the road. Started off a little slow. Remember the first few games I wasn't doing the best. Then I picked it up, and ever since then I've been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I've been moved up to the 2 spot from the 9 spot,
Yeah.
which is pretty well. It's been fun.
You enjoyed the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is there anybody on that bench that isn't here today that you can recognize this year that seems to have taken a big step forward? I saw people nod when John mentioned Jack. Is there anybody else in the bench?
I definitely say Sam Bernard, third baseman,
Yeah.
junior. He's taken a big leap this year. He was a sophomore last year, pitched decent amount for us.
Yeah.
And he's been beginning to play the field more often here. He's got some pretty big hits throughout the season, which has helped to stay in games and win games.
Yeah. Sam, I'm going to move it right back across. Tell me one thing that, you're a senior. We mentioned before we came on the air that you guys all have a final left. You're at the end of the road here. What's one thing you wish somebody had told you when you stepped here at Marshfield High School as a freshman? Like, what's one big thing that you learned?
I mean, you got to do your homework a lot. Like, homework's a real big thing. Mainly your grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd study for tests and stuff and just have fun.
Well,
Don't really stress too much about school. Just live it when you can.
Good. And you guys, as mentioned, things were a little bit different in the middle there. Is there anything, Colin, that you can think of? Like you arrived here as a freshman and you wish somebody had pulled you aside and said, here's one thing you got to do to be successful here?
I'm going to have to agree with Sam a lot there with the homework. The homework answer, the portion. Yeah.
A big shift. This is good for the
I think if
administration.
It is good for the administration.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
I think, if you're a kid out there, just do your homework. It's not that hard.
There it is.
It might take some time, but, it's not that bad.
And John, for you, anything jump out?
I'm a great student, I'd say, but I'd say get on the good side of your teachers. Be friends with them, and just they could have a bad day too. You never know. So just be a nice guy with your teachers.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So I have to ask you, over the years, do you buy a lunch here or do you bring a lunch?
This year is actually my first year buying lunch, so a little different.
What's your go-to?
This year it was definitely the cheeseburger.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I was a big cheeseburger guy. They switched up the so they had fries on the side, but
Yeah.
they switched it up to these wedges later in the year. Fantastic. That's all I gotta say. They were great.
They're very
Colin, we hear a lot about the chicken sandwich here. I mean,
Yeah.
is that something you'll dive into?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's usually every Monday right now.
Yeah.
The chicken sandwiches are always out. So, I'll grab one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe a ham and cheese off the rack. I
All
usually
right.
grab one of those too. But yeah, and a couple chocolate milks.
I love it.
Big chocolate milk guy.
Huge chocolate milk guy.
Sam, I know I asked you before, right? Didn't I ask you guys about food? Well, I'll ask you. What is your go-to?
I'm a big pizza guy. Pizza with a side of salad.
All right.
Chocolate milk.
Yeah.
The pizza's controversial because some people are in, some people
Some days
aren't.
it could be good. Some days it could be bad.
Yeah.
But just gotta go with it.
And if you're ordering for your brother on the left, what would you get him?
He's probably a big nacho guy or something.
Is that right?
I mean, I'm not going to deny, I do like the nachos. You
lot
can
of
really
people-
put anything in front of me and I will eat it.
Quinn, I'll stay with you for a second. What are your plans for the summer?
Definitely work
Yeah.
a bunch. Hat ads and Marshfield Country Club. That's where I work.
Yeah.
Have fun, hang out with my friends, enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Good for you.
definitely one thing. I worked a lot when I was like a sophomore, beginning of junior year, so that's going to pay off a little bit.
Yep.
Because like once you got your license and all that stuff, it's like the last thing you want to do is go to work and miss out with your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah. John, what are you doing this summer? I like to mix it up to keep you guys on your toes.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. I work on a lobster boat and I valet at the Bridgeway, so
All right.
two polar opposites, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You gotta run around a little bit.
Yeah.
How about you, Colin?
I'm working at the Bridgeway with him, valeting cars, and I'll be up in Little League this summer too.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Sam?
And then I'm working at Hat Ads this summer.
All right.
Food running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that new for you, or is
Nah,
that
I've been working there for a couple
you're a
of years.
veteran?
Yeah.
You're a seasoned veteran. of
Little
that.
side note, I got Colin the job at the Bridgeway.
Do you get a kickback for that?
No, I'm just a nice guy.
He just gets to call himself the head valet.
Yeah, I'm the head valet.
Yeah, the head valet.
Now, you all grew up here, I take it.
Yep.
Have you been to the Marshfield Fair?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Every year.
Everyone.
Oh,
all right.
yeah.
So I'm gonna look at you, Quinn. What's your go-to meal at the fair?
Easy answer.
I'm not a big,
What's the stand?
not a
that you
big fair guy.
go? All right.
When I was in 5th grade, got a big blue slushie, and then I went on the just the ride, the fireball that spins.
Yeah, the fireball.
Fireball's upside down.
Yeah, it's like
What's
that.
what's those?
Like the zero
teacups?
gravity.
Yeah, the zero gravity
Yeah.
one. You spin really, really fast. And I got out of that thing, and I was very dizzy, and I just had to go home right away. And I ended up being a little sick after that. And I haven't gone back to the fair since.
See why we ask these things?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sam,
Uh,
can you validate that story?
I can
first?
validate
You
it.
remember
Yes, I
that
can.
one?
He
Okay.
hasn't been back.
All right.
Big fried dough type of guy.
Yeah.
Like, nothing like a nice greasy fried dough from the fair.
And will you make it there this summer?
I don't know. Got to flip a coin on that one.
All right. Colin?
Definitely the fried dough. You know, you get the fried dough, then you go over to the table on the side, and you just pour like an unhealthy amount of sugar on there, and then devour that thing.
And will you make it there?
This summer, I mean, maybe. I mean, one last time. I haven't gone in a couple years.
Yeah.
I went every year up until like probably COVID. That's probably when COVID started. And
That
then,
probably put a pretty big dent in it.
yeah, I haven't been there since. But
John?
yeah, I might make an appearance.
Probably the apples like covered in the caramel. Go to. I love those
A
things.
little bit of health and a little bit of
not as
sugar
much
on the
health,
side.
but or the baked potatoes are really good there. Shout out to my mom. She loves the baked potatoes there. So
Bill, I
There we
can
go
bring
with
you
that.
in on this.
Food at the fair?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. There was a stand there that had chicken, vegetables, and rice. That actually was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So that'd be my go-to.
All right.
I would agree with all these guys. That sounds very good, though, all the things you're talking about.
Quinn, I'm going to talk about walk-up music for a minute.
let's go.
Can you identify yours for me? Just that me personally asking
First
you.
Class by Jack Harlow. It's a newer song.
It gets in my head, you know.
Yeah.
You hear it enough, it gets in my head. All of the music, like if I know your music before I know your face, you know what I mean? Sam,
Hot featuring Moneybag Yo.
this is why I asked. Colin,
Yes, indeed. Lil Baby featuring Drake.
all right, I gotta go back on that one. John,
In the Air Tonight
yes,
by Phil Collins.
all right, yeah, the only one that I
Little
would have
different, little
recognized, right?
Same here.
And who, present company excluded, do you have any envy of somebody else's walk-up music? John, I saw you nod, so I'm going to go to you and let Quinn.
I'd probably say it's not that I don't like the song, but Riley Grendel's it's just
Riley Graham.
that I hear it at Fenway, and it brings me, like, I'd like to hear it at Fenway. I don't know. It's just a little different for me.
And that's Let's Get Down to Business, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, that's
it's
very
in my
good.
head. Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah, you hear it enough.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
And Colin,
Which one?
somebody else's. Like, do you have envy?
Oh.
Like,
Keen stole yours.
Well, actually, yeah, Jack Keane did steal my walk-up song from last year, and he is using it this year. So there's that. So yeah, I mean, I think mine last year was a little bit better too. So definitely,
okay.
yeah, definitely Jack Keane.
Sam,
I don't really care about anyone else's. It's
just your own.
just play the game.
Is there any ones you don't like?
They're all good.
Okay. Quinn?
I would counter that, and if there's one that I had to choose to switch, because I don't really hate anyone's. I mean, I'll agree with John, the Let's Get Down to Business. This is my favorite, because it's one of the things you hear at Fenway.
Yep.
And it's kind of like a Fenway thing. But if I had to choose someone else's song to be mine, I'd choose Harry Cooley's. Flashing
Yeah.
Lights.
Yeah,
by
I
Kanye.
actually looked that up the first night.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's
a
the
good
only
song.
one I could remember. Yeah. And little did I know. I probably should have known who did that. So, all right. So we talked a little bit before about your future plans. Before we get to that, Quinn, if you can just tell me one thing or a couple things that you're really going to miss about your high school experience, whether it be in athletics or just walking the halls here.
First thing off, it's going to be high school sports.
Yep.
This year, definitely, maybe because last year I didn't have like the full like varsity experience, like full football season with a baseball season. But definitely this year playing like the 12 football games we had, losing the first one, but then winning 9 straight, making it to the Final Four. And then even baseball this year, like winning really good games, going on a win streak, all that stuff. It's been awesome. Like there's really nothing I'd want to change it for. There's no other town I'd want to play for besides Marshfield. Because
Yeah.
the amount of time the coaches, Coach Aruka and Coach Battis put into it, it's just awesome.
Yep. You get great coaches here. Yep.
I have to say the same thing. Just high school sports, there's nothing like it. Like everyone's out here trying to play, win a championship, and just have fun. And you can't give it up for anything. Like it goes by so fast. Like you work 4 years throughout high school playing them, and it comes by so fast. So I would just never give that up.
Yep.
Yeah, jumping on. Yeah, it did go by very fast, especially. You know, we
Yeah.
had 3 years of baseball too, so that stunk. And just like I think there's a really good atmosphere with all the guys playing sports. I think we all have like a really good bond. I think everyone really likes each other, and I think there's a really good friendship that everyone has.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to listen to you guys, when somebody's up at the plate. I wouldn't understand half of the things that are being said or why certain things are at a different pitch and things like that, but it's fun to hear you guys. It's clear you all support one another.
I'm a little different. Like, I love the sports, but just walking around the hallways, seeing my friends every day, I'll probably miss that a little bit more, but life moves on.
It does.
New adventures ahead, so can't complain.
And so you guys, the Sullivans, are headed to Curry.
Yep.
Right? Which explains why the Curry coach was behind the backstop one day, I think. I saw a guy in full Curry regalia. So
I don't know, maybe.
yeah, I think it stands out. And Colin, you're going to Wheaton.
Yep.
And you'll play baseball there. Will you guys play baseball at Curry?
Football.
You're going to play football.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And John,
Quinnipiac.
you're going to Quinnipiac.
Yep.
Going to go down and play golf near the Sleeping Giant.
Something like that.
Yeah, great hockey program
Yeah.
down there. Will you play some type of sports down there? I mean,
I'll get involved. I'm not.
Yep.
They're Division I.
Sure.
I wish I was D1 talent, but
Yep.
I'm not. But so I'll just get into intramurals or club teams, hopefully. So
That's great.
have a good time.
And what are you going to study down there? And I'll come back to the
Criminal
three.
justice.
Okay, criminal justice, and one day you will be a.
Let's go with a federal agent for now.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe.
All right.
We're dabbling with stuff, so.
That's great. Colin, what are you going to study at
I have
Wheaton?
no idea what I'm going to study yet. I'm going to figure that out.
Yep.
Yeah, I have no idea what I want to do yet.
What do you think gets to my background? What are you good at school? What do you like?
Yeah, I think that was one of my problems, and I couldn't really figure out something that I was totally interested in.
Yep.
But I think some teachers helped out, like Mr. T teaching history. That made me love going to history class every day.
Yeah.
Things like that. So I think once I get a good professor in college, I think I'll find something I really like. And
Any particular part of history appealing to you?
no.
You just liked the class and the way it was being taught.
Exactly.
All right, Sam.
Criminal justice.
All right, and you're gonna be a.
I don't know, maybe be a cop someday.
Yeah. All right. Quinn.
I'll be studying criminal justice with a minor in education.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. You got it down.
Yeah.
Just tell me on a side light, what's it like in the Sullivan household? I mean, there had to be a lot of sports equipment all over the house, right? Out in the yard.
I mean, just eat, sleep, and repeat.
And are you guys the end of the line
Yep.
Yes.
for the Sullivans? So that's kind of tough on the athletic director at Marshfield High to have no more Sullivans.
It is. I was blessed to have all four of them. Felt bad. Their older brother, not the oldest, but their older brother Owen never got to his senior year. Would have been a very, very good outfielder for us and captain for us, but COVID wiped out that year, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, and again, I've been blessed to have all these guys in the program for 4 years. I still say 4 years, even though we didn't have 4 years, as Colin has pointed out. But yeah, I certainly will miss that and seeing these guys in the hall and seeing them on the fields.
I'm going to go back to, I wouldn't put you on the spot on this, but I can put these guys on the spot. Other than yourselves, you got 2 big games coming up that will determine if the season gets extended. It's the last game. You're ready to move forward. You got 1 at bat. Who's the one person you want at bat, other than yourself, Quinn?
Probably going to have to go with Sam.
All right.
Yeah.
A good choice.
Yeah.
Sam?
We go with Colin.
I'm probably going to go with Sam.
All right.
Probably have to go with Sam.
All right. And I can't do it. I can't ask you about pitching or anything like that. We'll go to something that will be less controversial. Will there be any concerts for you this summer, Quinn?
Yes.
Who are you going to see?
Morgan Wallen, up in New
Okay.
Hampshire.
All right.
Yeah.
At the outdoor pavilion up there?
Yep.
All right.
None
Sam?
for me. I'm not a concert goer.
Not a concert go. All right.
I'm going to be planning on going to the Morgan Wallen concert as well.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not a concert guy.
All right.
Not at all.
So you're going to be working. If you're not
Yep.
working, what do you like to be doing, John? I'm going to ask you, Sam, just so you're ready.
I just built a boat here, so I'll probably be spending a lot of time out on that thing this summer, so that's probably what I'll do.
All right. Sam?
Going to the beach and working out and getting ready for the football season
And
next
that's
year.
got to start early August, you think, in terms of
11th,
camp?
August 11th,
Yeah.
first practice.
Ready to roll. That's great. Bill, what are you doing this summer?
I'm here. I work for the Marshfield Police Department,
Yep.
and yeah, that's about it. This is crazy, but I look forward to the first day of school because I'm here all summer. These guys aren't, for the most part, and so this place is alive because of the people who are in it. So it's an odd, 10 weeks here. The one good thing about Marshfield High School, as too, David, is there's just always people here. Even in the summertime, where my office is down there, there's always summer lift going on, camps going on.
Yep.
So, they're the students are the backbone of this building, and
Right.
we can't do anything without them. So the 10 weeks that they're not here is really, it's different for me. It's very different for me. And then when the year starts, I expect to see, Quinn and Sam and John and Colin walk through the halls, and they're not here.
Right.
It takes a little bit to get used to it. And I've been doing it for 29 years, and it's still, those first couple weeks are a little strange when you come back and, you see some of the faces you've seen for the last 4 years not here anymore.
You're going to lose a quarter of those students in a couple of days here, right?
And just for me, like you said, I think the older I get a little bit more nostalgic, maybe. I don't know, sentimental. But it's not easy when you have people like these. We've really, as a team, they work together in the off season. I can come and watch them, and so since really January, we've come to this point where we've got 14 innings to play. And you asked that question, which was a great question. Who would you like to see, with that, last plate appearance, in order to move on? And I'm thinking to myself, like, I just want to be in that spot. I want these guys to have that opportunity to play beyond, Thursday. And so I would take anybody from our team to be in that spot as long as we're in that spot, and feel confident that they'll produce.
Sure. That's a great, and ideally, you won't even have to get to that late stage, right? You just,
but you know what? We like to grind, so
yeah.
If we are, which is great.
Yeah. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck over the next 2 days, and enjoy your senior day activities and graduation, and good luck on your last final. When in doubt, look about has always been my advice, but Bill, that's probably not what I should be saying. But thank you for being with us. Best of luck to you in your college careers, and I'm sure you'll come back at some point, and we'll see you at some field or gym or rink supporting the Rams.
Look forward to it. And David, thank you, because you've obviously supported us all year and worked with us this year. So it's been great to have you around for all our home games. So thank you very much.
It's great energy.
All
I'll tell you what, if these guys, win these next 2 games, it could be a really dangerous out for any team.
Yep.
A lot of seniors. It's been a lot of fun to watch you guys. And thank you for taking time to do this today. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we will wrap up the Ram Report for Varsity Baseball 2022. And we'll be back with another group of athletes and look forward to the next broadcast. Thank you, everybody.
Looking for a great place to hang out, eat a delicious meal, and have a drink? The Jetty in Brant Rock is the place to be. The Jetty has all the makings of a great time and features live music and entertainment for you to enjoy. The Jetty. Eat, drink, chill.